hardest things to do in these reviews, because sometimes I stop and start recordings and I'm not happy with them and stuff, right? And one of the hardest things to do with them is to not enter into kind of like, this airy fairy world of kind of like talking in a certain way about it. I find that hard sometimes because it's just like I just want to just talk. That's it. Sometimes I listen to other movie reviews and stuff like that, and they're kind of invested in it and they do a good job, of course, and they're probably way better than the ones that I do visually, right? But simplicity is okay. Simplicity works. You don't need it doesn't everything doesn't need to be all showy and all the rest of it, right? I can do that. I can spend time doing all that. Don't know if I really want to. I just think that if I can nail just being honest and direct about my review about it, that's all it is. My opinion, the way I look at it, the way I view it. All right, and that maybe not be the way other people view it, and that's fine. Also, but sometimes you hear these people, and when I listen to them, some of them, and they're there, and you can tell it in their voice that they're kind of like they're putting on this kind of like fake hyphenated voice of kind of like it's just like bullshit or something. I just smell bullshit, man. They're just movies. In the end of the day, anyone can make a movie. All right, you're not special to make a movie. Anyone can really star in a movie. I mean, you can hone your craft and work to be a good actor if you want to put a bit of effort into it. Most of the people that don't do any good in movies is because they've no incentive really to do it because they're not really driven. And if they really wanted to, then they could be really good actors or really good directors or whatever. They could take risks. They could do this stuff. People can do a lot of stuff if they want to do it. If they really want to do something, if someone wants to do something, nothing's going to stop them. So, Lionheart. This is my review of Lionheart, right? And kind of like it was made by Sheldon Lettich, who done the screenplay for Bloodsport. He directed Van Damme the following year after Lionheart in Double Impact, and I think he done, if memory serves, I think he done screenwriting for Rambo 3 as well, something like that, right? Lionheart is a cheesy film, but I like it. I like it because, like the title says, he has heart in the film, and it comes through. At the start of the movie, it looks like it could just go deviate into he's in the French Foreign Legion. He escapes because his brother's been burnt alive. Like I said, like it looked like at some point that like it was going to go into a revenge picture. Like he's going to try and hunt down the guys that killed his brother, burnt his brother alive during a botched up drug deal. It doesn't go down that road. It goes down the road of him trying his best to, before he gets caught by the Foreign Legion that are chasing him in America, to bring him back, to try and help out his dead brother's wife and daughter before he has to go. And that's really where the film is. That's what the film is really about. That it's not really about the fights, even though they're a good spectacle and all the rest of it. And Van Damme has got a great face and he looks the part and he's a good martial artist and all the rest. He's not the best actor in the world, but who cares, man? He's actually done a good job in this film. You know what I mean? Sometimes the people that are not the best actors can work on stuff even better. They can try and work in that area. Like when I was doing The Man Who Died there, Frank Foy, who plays the peasant in the short version of The Man Who Died, I say to him sometimes, it's like, I bet you any money when the film is done, right, that you're going to be one of the best things in it, even though he's never acted in a film before, ever. But he was listening and he was doing his best and he was trying, and kind of like, and he went above and beyond and he was there all the time. We had to shoot with him more than anybody else. And, he put in such effort for it and he was game on, even when he wasn't well, so I really appreciate Frank, and he's going to come out really good in the film because he was willing to put in the work, even though he's never acted before, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that that if you're not the best actor in the world that you're not going to come across as really good. Van Damme sometimes comes across really good on screen, and it depends on the director and depends on the movie, and like this film has heart, you know, and that's what the film is really about, and that's why I really, really liked it. I just thought, like, he was a good moral character where he had the sensing to kind of like try and do his best in a hard situation after losing his brother, right? And one of the things I wanted to touch on at the end is that the two guys from the French Foreign Legion, They let him go at the end. Why? Why did they let him go? They let him go because, in my opinion, anyway, it's just my review, my little opinion, whatever, right? Is they let him go is because they respected him. He had things inside him that they probably wished that they had inside them, and they respected him for it. There's a few people that I respect in my life, just say for instance, and then sure, whoever's listening to this, there's other people that you look at and you have a certain amount of respect for them because of not going down the easy road. And that for me is what Lionheart is really about. I yield.